Many people spend their whole lives chasing success, only to realize that they've lost themselves in the process. For nearly all of my 30s, I was chasing the next big milestone in my career. 15 years as a software engineer, leading more and more successful projects. And every time I hit a goal, I was already looking towards the next one. Because that's what we're taught, right? Work hard, climb the ladder, achieve more. But at some point, I started asking myself, where was I actually going? And the truth is, you don't have to spend years figuring this out like I've just done. In fact, in just 5 seconds, you can take the first step back to yourself. But first, you need to understand why you got lost in the first place. Because if you're anything like I was, you don't even realize how far you've drifted. I had spent years moving forward without ever stopping to check if the direction was right for me. And then it hit me one day. What if success isn't something you have to chase? What if the reason you feel lost isn't because you haven't found the next thing, but because you haven't found yourself? If you've ever had that nagging feeling that even when you're doing everything right, something still feels off, well, I'd love to hear from you. What's the biggest struggle you're going through right now? And how can I help? Why don't you drop a comment below and let me know where you're at? And I want you to stick with me because I was there and I want to tell you what I found on the other side. So it's the first day of my 2-week vacation, Christmas time. Work is done for the year and I should feel relief. I should feel relaxed, ready to drift into a well-earned break. Instead, I wake up the first morning feeling worse. Not excitement, no peace, just this heavy feeling in the pit of my stomach. For weeks leading up to this, my job has been asking me, what do you want to do next? And every other time in my career, the answer has always been there because it has been given to me. There's always been another project, another milestone, another mountain to climb. But now, for the first time in my professional life, I have to find the answer on my own. And as I lay there in bed that morning, staring at the ceiling, I feel like a ship drifting in the middle of the ocean. No compass, no land in sight, just lost. What I don't yet realize in this waking moment is that this vacation, this space, will become my time to reset. The first week, I do absolutely nothing, and I mean nothing. It's instinctual. It's like my spirit is directing me as my mind disconnects from those workplace problems. The second week, I traveled with my family. These are plans we'd made, months earlier. But that physical distance from, my home, from my habits, becomes a second reset in a way, a physical one. Looking back now, I can recognize I was burnt out. And this break, this pause, gave me the clean slate I didn't know I needed. After that vacation, I come back to work, but something inside me shifts. I can't just go back to autopilot. I need answers, so I start reading. A lot. In January alone, I read 10 books on mindfulness, spirituality, personal growth. I am searching for something, even though I don't know exactly what yet. And then I pick up The Untethered Soul by Michael Singer. For weeks, I am immersed in it, reading before bed every night, soaking in its ideas. It's filled with techniques and insights, dozens of them. But one in particular rises to the surface. A simple question. Who is feeling this emotion? In the moment I come across this question, it doesn't feel earth-shattering. It's just another quick highlight as I drift off to sleep one night. But it's simple, it's actionable, and something about that makes it stick. Not because I study it, not because I'm repeating it over and over, but because it had been waiting for me to find it. So that question sinks into my subconscious, quietly embedding itself into my awareness. And when the moment comes, when I truly need it, it's right there for me. So the first time I actually use it, I'm not sitting in meditation. I'm not deep in thought. I'm walking my dog about a block over from my house. It's one of those small, frustrating moments. Bubba needs to go out for the third time that morning. I have things to do. I have priorities. And in my mind, all I can think is, why is this my life right now? I'm not in the moment, actually. I'm projecting into the future. I'm making this one small frustration bigger, way bigger than it actually is. And I actually catch myself in this moment. And I remember the question, who is feeling this emotion? And in that instant, something happens. Instead of being angry, I am observing anger. Instead of embodying frustration, I am separate from it. And the second I let it go, full body chills. One moment I'm entangled in frustration, and the next it's gone, replaced by something much lighter, relief, joy even. And for the rest of that walk, I can't stop smiling. That moment changes everything for me, because for the first time, I truly realize I am not my emotions. I have spent my whole life identifying with whatever I was feeling. Stress, frustration, anxiety, they aren't just passing emotions, they are me. Or at least that's what I think prior to posing this simple question to myself. When I ask, who is feeling this emotion? I'm no longer that ship lost at sea, adrift, directionless. I recognize that my problem is that I'm floating on the surface, where turbulence can take me wherever it wills. So, in the moment of answering the question, I don't actually rise, I sink. I sink into something steady, something deeper. I have found my truest self. I have found home. And over time, I start to notice something else. Beneath the emotions, beneath the noise, there is a place that's untouched by stress and anxiety. A place that isn't reacting, it's simply aware. And this isn't just peace. It isn't just stillness. It's a place of clarity, movement even, like a dance that's always been embedded in me. A place where ideas can flow effortlessly, where doubt disappears, where inspiration has been waiting for me all along. And that's when I realize this is the answer to the question. A starting place. A place where the truest, most limitless part of me resides. And I have a name for it. The creative center. This is where everything begins for me. And this is where your journey begins too. You're not lost. No matter where you find yourself drifting to or from, you're always the same distance from your creative center. Sure, you've been floating on the surface, carried by the currents of your life, but your center has been calling you home. And the way back to it begins right now. So, if you're currently feeling swept away by negative emotions, I want you to give me that 5 seconds that I promised you, and just pause. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath. Ask yourself, who is feeling this emotion? Now, simply listen.